Y'all get my baby in here. Come on.
Tatum, that's almost like hell to the no, to the no. Out of that tradition, boy.
That's what they're doing now. Taking a lot of them old blues, man. Like,
Jesus made me somebody. And I ain't no secret about Jesus, what God can do. What he done for others, he can do for you. All you got to do is,
hey, Sherilyn.
have a little faith.
good morning.
Lord, I thank you for keeping me lost. I thank you for your love and all. I thank you for your angels around me. Thank you for grace. And thank you for your mercy, God. If it had not been for you, Lord, I don't know where I would be, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Wow.
moving up.
Yeah.
1280 AM WJAY, County of Marion's local gospel radio station.
This is Michael Blue at WJAY Radio, 98.3 FM, 1280 AM. On behalf of all of us, we'd like to thank our listenership for supporting us as a new day continues to dawn. May God grant you a blessed Christmas and unprecedented favor in the new year. WJAY Radio, 98.3 FM, 1280 AM.
AM 1280 WJAY, Mullins, Marion, South Carolina, and W252BL FM 98.3, Mullins, Marion, South Carolina, USA.
98.3 FM, 1280 AM, WJAY. Now, it's time for PD Sports Wrap, covering high school sports in Marion County, South Carolina. Here's the host of PD Sports Wrap, Michael Jenkins.
Well, the wonderful good morning. Here I go with that good afternoon thing again. Good morning to everyone. I want to start out by wishing everyone the very best this holiday season. Merry Christmas and all that, since this is Christmas week. And I wish all the best for you out there in this Christmas holiday and in the new year to come. I'm here today with the Marion High School girls basketball coach, Coach Craston Davis. I want to thank him for coming down this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here. Anytime we get to talk about athletics and especially the good things that's going on in Marion County, it's my pleasure to be here.
Well, I appreciate it. Coach, I just looked at this little poll that I have here, and I guess I was aware of it, but you got your girls number one in the state right now in Class 3. How does that feel?
It feels good, but they have themselves at the number one spot. They put in the hard work, even from preseason, and buying into what my vision for them was coming into the season, and that was to run cross country. Kind of faltered a little bit, but once we got everybody on the same page, they bought in and they really went to work. And you know, a lot of people don't know a lot of people do know, but they really don't think about it. I'm the third coach in 3 years.
In 3 years, that's right.
You know, and so
that's a lot.
Every time that is a lot. And when you have a new coach come in, especially someone like myself, I'm not an easy coach to play for and very demanding, and then tell them that they need to run cross country.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
tough.
It's a tough situation.
Right.
And like I said, they fought it for just a second, and then once they decided and understood what we were trying to do, then they was off and running.
Right.
Literally
off and running. Yeah.
Pun intended.
So what has it been a struggle for you early on outside of some pushback on the cross country thing? Has there been any other challenges for you after you took the job?
No real challenges. The only thing really what we were just trying to do is install our defense and install our offense, but it wasn't really a challenge because one of the things that we have very basketball savvy young ladies,
Right.
and so really it wasn't really a challenge, just trying to get everything installed before the season because we run a number of defenses,
Right.
and so trying to get that installed so when we start scrimmaging, we can have it on film, go back and watch it and see where we needed to areas that we need to work on and correct. So I wouldn't say it was any challenges per se, just getting our stuff installed.
Do you remember the movie Hoosiers when they first hired Gene Hackman and he was in the coffee house? And one of the guys asked him, "Hey, what kind of defense do you run?" And it got super quiet in there. Everybody had their ears open. So I want to ask you right now, give me an idea of what kind of defensive strategy you come into the game with.
We wanna pressure the ball. We want to keep pressure on the team.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want the team to be able to dictate to us. We want to dictate to the team.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that when you're watching the game, you will see us change defenses often.
Right.
And so that's it. We want to keep the team off balance. And then once we find the niche in that game, then we want to stay with that defense, maybe come out for a second or two, but then come back right to the defense that was working.
Now, Coach, you made a transition. Your transition last year, you were the head boys basketball coach,
yes, sir,
at Creek Bridge, and now, of course, the consolidation took place. What did you feel that you were going to still be able to get a job around here? Did you feel that the Marion job was a possibility for you, either the boys or the girls job at any point?
Honestly, thank you. Honestly, after the merger, I didn't know exactly what my role would be.
Right.
I tried to put myself in a position to be marketable.
Right.
Like I say, one of the things that Dr. Bethay told everyone was nobody was losing their job as far as teaching.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was the athletic director and head basketball coach. So essentially,
right.
I lost a position. But I was working on my doctorate. So sometimes doors close for other ones to open.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, it's situations where you need to slow down anyway.
True.
So with me working on my doctorate, I think losing the AD position was actually good for me so I can focus on my writing. I'm in my dissertation stage.
Right.
So I can focus on my writing, and then I can focus more on just coaching.
Right. So what do what do you teach at Marion High School right now? You're a phys ed teacher or what?
Yes, sir. Physical education teacher.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, you come into the season. You got the job when? When did they hire you?
Officially hired, I want to say maybe the last week of June.
Okay.
Not last week in June. I'm sorry. The week that we got out of school, because the next week I actually start practicing, getting ready for summer basketball.
Right. And so you had a vacation scheduled at one point in the summer, and you had to go away for a while. How much work were you able to get in, and what were you able to do at that point to prepare for later on?
So really, we had essentially 3 days with the young ladies, and then we went off and played in Columbia at AC Floor.
Right.
I really didn't. I tried to put in one of our base offenses, and then I wanted to get our base defense in.
Mm-hmm.
With that little amount of time, we were not really successful. I mean, we got the foundation in, but really the rotations and whatnot, we really couldn't really install because we didn't have that much time. But the summer was really for me to evaluate each girl that came out and participated, so I could start working on my plan for preseason basketball and what exactly I needed to install once we got back.
Right.
So that was an opportunity for me, one, to learn the girls to learn me, then for me to evaluate the young ladies, then come back and put together a plan for the preseason to get them in shape, get our defenses, offenses installed, and then be ready to hit the floor running when season starts.
Right. Now, I noticed your roster, you got 11 kids on the roster, right? That's not a big roster. Is there some reason? Is there some method to the madness about how many players you prefer keeping on your roster at any given time?
Well, actually, when we had tryouts, we had a number of young ladies that was really on the bubble of making varsity.
Mm-hmm.
However, I decided originally to keep 10.
Okay.
I kept 10, but when I kept 10, the very next day at practice, we had a young lady that was not at school or whatever the case may be. So we had 9, so we couldn't run full court.
Right.
So then the next day, that young lady come back, and then another young lady misses practice for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we couldn't run 5-on-5.
Right.
So I said, this is not going to work. It's too early. We need to be able to get up and down the court.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved KD. I moved her up from the JV. Like I said, we had 3 girls that was actually on the bubble.
Okay.
And I moved KD up because yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Dixon.
Kivia Dixon. Right.
And I moved her up because she just works so hard, man. And like I said, I think she really has a bright future. She has to work on some skill development and things like that. But I mean, we all need to work on that.
Right.
So I moved her up, and you know the other ladies loved her, and so it just made sense.
I'm sorry, I mispronounced her name, which I do often. Her name is Kiviana Dixon.
Kiviana, yes.
And yeah, I've been keeping my eyes on her since I seen her in middle school a couple of years ago. She's a long, tall Sally who hustles, rebounds, is tough as nails. She does have a bright future.
Yes.
Coach, let's kind of go down the list of your roster here and tell me what you look to get from each of these players in some capacity or another.
Well, that's interesting that you say, because I'm a firm believer that each one of these young ladies brings something different to the table.
Exactly.
And I will say too that most of them have nicknames, so I very rarely call them by their first name. So I may mispronounce some of the young ladies' name, but they blame it on my head, not my heart. First we have Maza Bowie. We call her Muff.
Muff, yes.
Muff perseveres. You know what I'm saying? She works really hard. She's determined. And her perseverance is through the roof. And like I said, I love this young lady because she won't let anything stop her.
Nope.
And so she really brings that oomph to the team. You know what I'm saying? And the kids love her.
Right.
And like I say, she can shoot the ball too.
Oh, no doubt about that.
And she has some range, and she can step out and really shoot it. Next, we have number 2, Destiny Allen. Destiny Allen is a bulldog defensively.
No doubt.
She's probably one of the best on ball defenders that we have. And she gives us that energy off the bench. And she's tenacious as well. We have Mariah Moody. Mariah is probably one of the most complete players because she's really a great on-ball defender as well, and she can step out and shoot it a little bit. And surprisingly, I play at the point some, but she really has a knack for assists and getting into the teeth of the defense and making it easy for our post players to score the ball and stuff like that. So she is one of the complete players. We have number 5, Keela Britt. Keela Britt is actually the heart of the team. She's a pure point guard, not really a scoring point guard, but she's a bulldog,
no doubt.
But on the flip of that, we got to contain that bulldog. Sometimes she lets that emotion go overboard. Go overboard and take control. So we really got to reel her in oftentimes, but she really is the heart of the team. The girls love her, and because none of the other guards really want to play point, you know, but I'll talk about another young lady here in a few seconds, but Keela is the heart of the team. She's that bulldog that I don't mean this in a negative way, but she's kind of the goon of the team.
Right.
And I believe every championship team, even if you look in the NBA and WNBA, every championship team has that.
Right.
So Keila Britt is that. And like I said, I mean that in a positive way, even though we got to, reel that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we got Kimbrielle. If you put all the girls in a lineup and you was like, which girl is going to go to the next level? Kimmy passes the eyeball test. Kimmy is long. She's really a wing. We play at the 4. She steps out. We stretch her out and to give her the autonomy to shoot the ball, and she can drive. She's at the top of our press, which really tells you that she's athletic. She has to get stronger, but she can do it all as well. She can really defend. She just really needs to get stronger, but she is a terrific young lady, and I believe she has a bright future on the next level.
When you think about Kimmy for a minute, and when you say that you have her on the top of that press, and for good reason, because she can get the ball and finish it through. She could put the ball on the floor, and she could take it to length and finish. So you're putting yourself and your team in a good position to get points when she's back there on the front of that press.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to go through the rest of the girls. When we come back, we'll take a break. Be right back. Yeah, man.
This is Michael Blue at WJA.
Coming together nicely.
98.3
Yes, sir.
FM, 1280 AM. On behalf of all of us, we'd like to thank our listenership for supporting us as a new.
And I got favorites all up and down this thing, man. I mean, there's just people on this list that I absolutely love.
In the new year, WJAY Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yes, she's going to be terrific.
Nasia Precious.
Yeah.
And her. Has she been to practice?
She's back.
She's back.
Yeah, she missed about 6 days. She missed about 6 days with the flu. I mean, really, honestly, and I mentioned this after I get through going to the girls, but really, we haven't had a full team in 2.5 weeks.
This is Michael Jenkins.
We haven't had a full team, and with 11,
wow,
we haven't had a full team. Yesterday we was missing Keita and KD.
Located at 113 Palmetto Point Road in Maryland. Business hours Tuesday through Saturday, 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. Call them at 843-431-9845 for takeout. T. Roy's Restaurant, with the T stands for terrific steaks and wings.
Residential new construction, renovations, roofing, commercial new construction, commercial renovations. Contact Q2 Construction Solutions. Located in Marion, South Carolina, Q2 is raising the level of quality for your entire building experience from start to finish. Hey, you deserve quality at a great price. Contact Q2 at 843-508-3011. 843-508-3011. Q2 Construction Solutions.
Get off my radio, Harry.
This is Michael Jenkins, sports announcer for WJAY. And I would like to thank Lucas Atkinson, South Carolina District 57 representative, for supporting Marion County sports. District 57 includes Marion, Dillon, and Horry counties. Representative Atkinson is a lifelong resident of Marion County. He is a graduate of Marion High School and an avid supporter of Swamp Fox sports. We are proud to have him as a sponsor for the Marion County Game of the Week on 98.3 FM, 1280 AM, WJAY.
98.3 FM, 1280 AM, WJAY. Listen on the internet too at WJAYradio.com.
98.3 FM, 1280 AM.
Okay.
This is PD Sports Wrap, highlights of Marion County high school sports. Please note, comments and feedback from callers and guests on PD Sports Wrap are not necessarily those of the owners of WJAY or any of WJAY's advertisers, but are the perspectives of callers and guests of PD Sports Wrap. Here's the host of the show, Michael Jenkins.
Well, we were just talking about Kimmy Barnes, and there's so much to like about her game. She is physically gifted. She comes from a basketball family. You didn't know that, right? You know, her dad was. I wasn't around then, but it said her dad, Reggie Barnes, was a beast.
Really?
Okay. Oh yes.
I did not know that.
And also, her uncle Cedric. Those guys were tearing it up back, I believe, in the 80s or so, like that. So
from around here.
Yeah, from here.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Okay.
Have you met her dad, right?
I have.
Yeah, they say he was a beast. Okay, like I said, I watched him play out in the honey hole and in the parks and stuff. A little bit older then, but they said high school he was that guy.
Wow.
So I just thought I'd throw that out there to you. Okay, going panning down the rest of the roster. Next,
number 13, we have Yasmin Howard.
Mm-hmm.
They call her Juju.
They call her Juju. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they call her Juju.
Okay,
I don't know where Juju came from.
Okay.
And I just call her Yaz.
Me too.
And all the nicknames stuff is kind of confusing.
Right,
at times.
right.
But anyway, Yasmin grew up actually Thursday night.
Right.
She's one that is a point guard, and if she ever really embraces that position, she don't want it.
She's a reluctant point guard.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But she grew up Thursday night,
Mm-hmm.
and she did some things that I haven't seen out of her yet, where she was making calls without coaches telling her, and she was getting the offense set, getting the defense set, and like I say, she had a breakout offensively too, but I told her I wasn't worried about that. I seen you maturate right before my eyes, getting us in. One of the things we run on four corners. I'm from North Carolina, Chapel Hill area.
Yeah.
So
anyway, go ahead.
Come on now. I see where you're talking about my Tar Heels. We're a little down right now. We're a little down, but it's okay.
Okay.
But we run the Dean Smith four corners when we want a style game because we're really athletic. And she got us in there with about 2.5 minutes left, and it was the right play call. We actually turned the ball over later on, but we did run about 45 seconds to clock off. Right. And like I said, she got us in there, and that was exactly what I was thinking at the time before I even said it. And that's special when you start having players that think like you and change up offenses and defenses like you would, and you don't have to say anything. That means as a team, we starting to bond and all get on the same page.
Well, see, first of all, what you're getting in Yasmin is a person who has been taught the game by her dad, and this guy knows the game through and through.
Yes, sir.
So she came to you as raw material with a plus mark on it because she understands what she's doing. Her dad has been working with her since she was tiny, and she ain't that much more than tiny now. She's still a little girl, but she's well versed in the game.
Yes,
and so that's a big plus for her. That's a big plus for any team.
Yeah, absolutely. So next we have 15, Kanaya Davis. She came. I knew her at Creek Bridge. I was the boys coach at Creek Bridge, but I watched her game and I was like, if it was one girl that could play for me, it would be K5. Right. That's her nickname, K5. Right. And she is absolutely a terror. She got an offensive foul yesterday from posting up. Right, she was posting up and got an offensive foul. She said, "Coach Davis, was that a foul?" I said, "Yes, it was a foul." I said, "You can't post up, leave the girl's body, and then come back and ram." Right. But I said, "I loved it." Yeah. She said, "Coach Davis, you loved it, but if I keep doing that, I'm gonna foul out." I said, "They ain't gonna call it every time.
Not every time.
Keep posting up like that,
right?
And we're gonna get you the ball. But she has a motor. She is the most athletic girl on the team. Can jump out the gym. Matter of fact, she might still be jumping right now.
Well, let me give you a little bit of history on her. Okay, of course she's Mac's niece.
Right.
Okay, well Mac's uncle name was Eddie Washington. This guy had jets. Okay, Mac's dad, super leaper. Okay, so she comes from a very athletic family. Okay, but I got to see Kanaya when she and Yasmin both played on Jonikin's team about 3 years ago. And even though she was super raw then, it was undeniable the skill set that she had, the athleticism that she had. Absolutely. That could be molded. And I knew coming into this season that she was going to be a factor. Okay. And right now, when I look at her, she's not disappointed at all. If she get it, I was expecting, 7-8 rebounds a game off the bench from her. Sometimes 9 or 10. Is she kind of pulling those kind of numbers in?
Yes, she is. Like I say, one of the things that I'm trying to work on her with is when she feels like she's not necessarily scoring,
Right.
she kind of gets frustrated.
Okay.
And I say it's other ways to affect the game because she's a really terrific on-ball defender as well.
Yep.
Because she's so athletic and she's long.
Right.
So a lot of the young ladies think that if they're not scoring that they can't affect the game in a positive way, and really you can. And so she's starting to embrace that now. But as far as rebounding, I would say she's averaging probably 5 to 8.
That's pretty good coming off the bench.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And really, if we weren't as deep as we are, she could probably start in the 90% of any other high school at any level.
Yeah.
In the state, it's
Right,
just that we're just that deep and versatile.
Her time will come.
Next we have 21 Tanasia Lester.
Mm-hmm.
Tanasia Lester is a very heady player. She's actually as a bigger guard, she's very physical.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a little bit too physical. Yeah. Exactly, a little bit too physical.
She'll knock you upside your head.
Yes,
she will.
One game, like we've been short players out for the past 2 weeks due to sickness and other things, but I had to put her at the 4. And she was backing the girl down and got an offensive foul call because she was backing her and just boomed the girl. Yeah. So she's versatile. She's very versatile. She can shoot the ball. She can handle the ball.
Yep.
And like I said, rebound very well and really push the ball ahead. So she does a terrific job doing a little bit of everything.
Big key to that team, man. Go ahead.
Next we had 23, Precious Big Baby Davis.
Big baby.
She's one of the biggest girls on the team,
right,
but the most soft-spoken girl on the
no
team.
doubt, no doubt.
She's a silent assassin, and we trying to bring some of her personality out and play to her size.
Right.
And she can rebound the ball. She missed time her jumps, but she's actually behind a year.
Right.
I know. Different circumstances with that, but she is a terrific young lady. And really she's starting to get physical now too. So she's really coming to her own.
You know, she gives you a potential unstoppable force in there. I mean,
exactly.
You throw the ball into her.
Exactly.
Who's gonna get around her?
Exactly.
And she's playing with. I seen it in practice earlier. She's playing with more bounce now. She's got her bounce back. So Precious Davis,
because she's getting in shape, and that's still a work in progress.
Right.
And she has really good post moves.
No doubt.
Sometimes, like I say, she's a year behind, but sometimes her head telling her to go faster than really what she's accustomed to,
right,
and she'll lose the ball or whatever.
Right.
But she has some terrific post moves and actually can shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah,
she can step out. So she can step out. Next we have 32 Lyra Rogers. She's long.
What do they call her?
I don't know if she got a nickname.
Let's call her Slim Shady. No.
Slim Shady. The real Slim Shady.
The real Slim Shady.
Lyra, she's long. The tallest girl on the team. She is probably one of the best help side and weak side defenders. She really rotates and really mans the paint. I think she had maybe like 2 block shots yesterday. And this with her second game back, and she really gets what we're trying to do, especially when we go man to man. She really comes over to help block shots and rebound.
Right.
She does a terrific job with that.
And the thing I first noticed about her 2 years ago when she was on JV was her ability to get the ball off the backboard and push it.
Yeah.
She can push the ball the whole way, and make a play off the dribble.
Yeah.
So those were the things that first got my attention with her. And of course, her rebounding and her defensive ability.
Yes, sir.
She's a problem.
Yes,
she's a big problem.
Yes, sir. And like I said, and then last we have Kaviana Dixon, called her KD. Again, she has a little bit of that tenacity, rebound the ball. Fundamentals is not quite where we want her to be, but she's only a 10th grader.
Right.
And she really rebounds the ball, go hard. Effort is, off the charts.
Let's talk about these 10th graders for a minute, because you got a very impressive sophomore class.
Absolutely.
And that's Yasmin Howard, that's Kiviana Dixon, Destiny Allen. Those are the 3, right? Is there another?
Let me see. Sophomores.
Yasmin, Destiny, and Kiviana.
And I wanted to say it was another one.
But anyway, that's a pretty impressive sophomore class. These girls are getting getting serious minutes right now, which means
Absolutely.
they'll be ready next year.
Yes.
The JV is doing okay. You got some pieces down there that you're gonna look forward
JV
to.
doing okay. We only lost one.
Exactly. So, the middle school. I hadn't seen the middle school yet. Have you been down there at all?
I haven't yet. That's my plan to get down there. With us playing 4 games a week,
Yeah,
it's
kinda hard.
been
It's
tough.
kinda
So,
hard.
my goal is to see them after break.
Right. Well, Coach, I want to thank you for coming down this morning. Time really flies when you're getting into what your team looks like and where you're going. And I know that this team is going to be fine. They look strong, and I think you're doing a great job with them so far. And I hope that continues. And I'm sure the fans around Marion are very excited right now about the basketball.
Yes, sir. I'm glad that you have me here. Before I go, I really want to say this. And we have 11 girls, and of the 11, 6 made the honor roll.
Wow.
And that's the most important thing.
Bingo.
That's the most important thing. 6 out of 11 made the honor roll.
You playing basketball tonight? Game tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
The championship game tonight against Hartsville.
Okay.
At 5:00 at Marion High School.
Okay. Cool. Anyway, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Folks,
thanks for stopping with us this morning, and we'll be back next week with more. Have a wonderful, safe week. Later.